Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, getting you all the big stories of the day with our focus over the next 60 minutes on the big headlines emerging from the southern states. So what's our top focus this evening? Let me give you a glimpse of what to expect in this edition of Super 6. We're putting the focus on the controversy around the Bengaluru metro, particularly the Shivaji Nagar metro station. It's one of the prominent metro stations, one of the prominent localities of Bengaluru. There's a possibility now, however, that this metro station will no longer be called Shivaji Nagar, but actually called St. Mary's Metro. What's triggered all of the speculation? Well, it's a proposal that was put forth before Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who's now said he'll look into it. The BJP is going after the Karnataka Chief Minister, saying the reason you're looking into renaming Shivaji Nagar metro station is because of appeasement politics. We'll get you all of those reactions as well as the big breakdown of that political controversy playing out in Bengaluru. That much more coming your way. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Here are the headlines first. Sushila Karki out, is Kulman Gising in? Sources indicate that Nepal's Gen Z protesters have thrown their weight behind the engineer who solved country's power crisis. Still no resolution in talks between protesters and the army. Rahul Gandhi reiterates hydrogen bomb charge once again, says election stolen in Maharashtra, Haryana and Karnataka. Assures he will give explosive evidence of vote chori in coming days.
आने वाले समय में हम और एक डायनामिक एक्सप्लोसिव आपको सबूत देने वाले हैं। बीजेपी के लोग एजिटेट हो रहे हैं, मैं उनसे कहना चाहता हूं आप एजिटेट नहीं होइए, क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन बम जब आएगा सारा का सारा साफ हो जाएगा।
After BJP, DMK takes pot shots at TVK chief Vijay. Tamil Nadu minister says Vijay speaking from behind a screen, asks him to come forward. BJP takes weekend Neta jibe as Vijay is all set to campaign only on Saturdays. Brutal murder rocks Hyderabad. 50-year-old woman bludgeoned to death by a pressure cooker before having her throat slit by her domestic help. CCTV footage unmasked the culprits. They're still absconding. High drama in Jammu and Kashmir after AAP MLA Mehraj Malik detained for allegedly disturbing peace. AAP MP Sanjay Singh claims he's placed under house arrest. AAP netas hit the streets. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah lashes out at the centre. And big headway in India-US trade talks. US team expected to visit India at the end of this month. India looks to seal trade deal by the end of November.
फरवरी 2025 में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप जी ने मिलकर हमें निर्देश दिया था कि दोनों पक्ष के मंत्री फॉल 2025 यानी नवंबर 2025 तक एक अच्छा करार करें।
Well, let's begin with a big news break that's coming in on Vice President-elect C.P. Radhakrishnan. This time tomorrow, he will officially be the Vice President, because the information we're getting right now is that he will be administered the oath of office tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That's when C.P. Radhakrishnan, or CPR as he's fondly called in Tamil Nadu, will be taking oath as Vice President. He will be administered the oath of office by President Draupadi Murmu at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The ceremony will take place then. We're expecting that the Prime Minister as well as the full cabinet will be in attendance for the same at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Let me bring in Aishwarya Paliwal for more details. So on this, Aishwarya, 10 a.m. tomorrow is when the swearing in will take place. As is the norm, it will be the President who's administering the oath of office. Take us through what's expected. Is this going to be a small, quick oath-taking grand ceremony? What's to be expected tomorrow?
Well, Akshita, from what we are understanding, rightly pointed out, it will be grand, but it will be small. We are not expecting a lot of people, and the invitations also have not been gone out. The focus at the moment is to make sure that it's a small thing that happens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with all the cabinet members, they will all be present. The oath-taking ceremony will take place. And one of the things which the Vice President also has been speaking about, that this is a vote for Viksit Bharat. So that's something that we will see taking place. And what will happen next in Rajya Sabha, the upper house? We have seen doldrums taking place. We have seen the dramatic resignation of the former vice there on the 21st of July.
Okay.
The former VP also had put down his papers after all that melodrama. The BJP now and the Rajya Sabha also is looking at a smooth passage and is looking at something that will happen smoothly. It will begin at about 10 o'clock. We are expecting the ceremony to go on for at least an hour.
All right, Aishwarya, thanks very much for joining us with those details. We'll watch out for those updates. Can you trust us here on India Today to get you those live images come 10 a.m. tomorrow? That's when CPR will be taking oath as the Vice President. But our top story here on Super 6 is coming from Hyderabad, where a chilling case of betrayal, brutality has come to light. This 50-year-old woman was found murdered inside her own home. But what makes this crime truly disturbing is that the killers are suspected to be her own house helps, people she trusted for years. One of those accused is someone who worked in her house for the last 9 years. This incident, therefore, hasn't just shaken the city of Hyderabad, but the entire country. As each one of us seeing this incident, we're going to be asking ourselves, can we really trust those who we allow into our homes so openly? House helps, and most homes today have people staying in their residences. In this case, it led to a brutal murder. Let's get you all of those details in this report.
It's every family's worst nightmare. A blood-curdling murder in the urban hub of Hyderabad. A woman murdered in the place she considered to be the safest, her own home. 50-year-old Renu Agarwal was murdered by those she trusted, her house helps, in a horrifying act that's now led to many families rethinking having help stay at home. She was hit repeatedly with a cooker. She was stabbed with a pair of scissors, her hands and feet tied. Gory images have emerged of the horrifying crime, so gory that India Today cannot air the footage.
When her husband tried to call the victim, after not answering the calls, the husband contacted the management of this apartment, who had broken into the house and found the woman into a pool of blood where her throat was slit and head was smashed with a cooker. The police have registered a case and sent the body for a post-mortem examination, and further investigation into this matter is underway as the culprits are still at large.
What's even more disturbing is that one of the male helps has been staying with the family for the past 9 years. Just 10 days ago, he brought his relative to the house, and now both of them are suspected to have committed this heinous act.
ये रोशन का जो ओनर का गाड़ी है स्कूटी, वो स्कूटी लेकर वो बाहर चले वैसा दिख रहा, वो रेनबो विस्टा की तरफ से मादापुर के रूट में गए वैसा दिख रहा। हम उसके ऊपर वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं और इसके ऊपर 5 टीम्स भी फॉर्म किया गया, तो हम लोग इसके ऊपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं हम लोग।
The monsters are still out there, but the incident has sent shockwaves across Hyderabad.
15 days back, somebody came along with the existing servant who has probably created all this plan and made this happen. Police immediately reacted. Within very few minutes, they are here, and all night they were searching with the clues team and stuff. So they have responded very quickly.
Another trusted house help turning murderer. This incident is another reminder to be careful of who we allow inside our homes. With Abdul Bashir in Hyderabad, Bureau Report, India Today.
So one of those two men actually worked for this family for the last 9 years. He had someone who was supposedly his family member join him in the house in the last 2 weeks, and suddenly this kind of a horrific murder. We don't know the motive just yet, and I'd like to bring in Abdul Bashir for more details on this. Abdul has been tracking the latest updates, has been reporting from the location where this crime happened as well. Abdul, we understand that the accused haven't been nabbed yet, but has a motive been asserted? Was this a burglary attempt?
Well, Akshita, the shocking fact here is that this brutal murder was not only a murder but also a torture to the woman. Well, this incident that has occurred yesterday between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., what we are understanding after the police version, after the clues team had investigated, is that they had tied the hands and legs of the woman and tried to torture her just to know her the whereabouts of the money, of the assets that they were having, the jewelry and cash. Now, here, what the police has to say is that they did not have much amount of cash, is what the family had said. But these guys have, slit her throat, pierced a scissor into her neck, and then they have stabbed in several parts of the body with a cutting knife, then used a cooker to smash her head. And then later, what we are understanding is that they took bath in the same house after the senior's crime and got freshed up and then left the premises around 5 p.m. So this is not just a murder per se, but a torture murder that is taken place in this Swan Lake apartments of Kukatpalli. Now, this area mostly has several of the migrant workers and outsiders residing in these areas, where police say that it is very difficult to understand how, from where they come and the records to be maintained. But yes, from now on, they will maintain the records, is what they said. But the family had not spoke to us yet. But the secretary of that apartment, the society, the police, and the MLAs or politicians who've met, they have clearly said that a 9-year-old trust on one person has bought the other through an agency.
No, but
in Kolkata,
Abdul, do we know the motive?
These two have committed
because,
a crime.
this, as you pointed out, is someone who's been in their house for the last 9 years. I'm sure the family considered him to be a part of the family as well.
Well, according to the initial reports, preliminary investigation, the police say that the intention was to just rob the house. A theft was the intention, to steal away things, but not any kind of personal enmity, is what the police has to say after the preliminary investigation. Well, now these prime suspects are at large. They are basically native of Jharkhand. Once they are nabbed, then the whole a motive behind this incident will be revealed or confessed by them.
What doesn't add up here, based on what Abdul tells us, is yes, if this was a burglary attempt, what explains the torture that they meted out to the victim? Whereas Abdul tells us, she was hit repeatedly with a pressure cooker, her hands and legs were tied, she was stabbed with a pair of scissors. Extremely disturbing details these, but important for us to spotlight, because like I said, it raises a larger question here of whether we can open up our homes, families to these people unless a full background check is done. Thanks very much, Abdul Bashir, for joining us with those details. We will track the investigation very closely. But as promised, let's get you that big story coming in from Karnataka. Controversy brewing over the proposal of renaming of a Bengaluru metro station. If you're from Bengaluru or you've been to Bengaluru, you know the very, very popular Shivaji Nagar locality. The metro station, of course, is called the Shivaji Nagar metro station. That could change very soon. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has announced that he is actually considering a proposal which actually talks of renaming Shivaji Nagar metro station into St. Mary metro station. And this is because there's been a demand from, in fact, one group seeking this kind of a change. It was actually an assurance that he gave to the Archbishop, but it's triggered a heated debate, not just in Karnataka, but beyond neighboring Maharashtra too. Let's get you those details.
A new day, a new controversy in Karnataka. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has promised to recommend naming the upcoming Shivaji Nagar station of Bengaluru Metro after St. Mary. He has also assured funding support for the renovation of the St. Mary's Basilica. Siddaramaiah says the proposal will be sent to the centre and the request will be considered through due process.
ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಸರಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ವಿಜಯವಾದ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ವಿಜಯವಾದ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಶಿಫಾರಸು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಂದ
But the announcement has sparked a storm on social media. Many citizens are demanding that the station be named after the late Kannada actor-director Shankar Nag, who is credited with the original vision of a metro rail for Bengaluru. The naming row has now snowballed into a political flashpoint, pitting community demands against calls to honor a cultural icon. While Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar has backed Siddaramaiah, saying there is nothing unusual about responding to community requests.
Sir, Siddaramaiah has proposed to have a metro station after St. Mary's in Shivaji Nagar, sir. There are opposition from BJP on the same. Few leaders are opposing it.
We'll just discuss it. There is a request. There is nothing wrong in the request. We'll take up a call on that.
The BJP, however, has slammed the Congress, accusing it of appeasement politics, claiming it ignores Karnataka's icons while professing to carry forward the legacy of Shivaji.
Chhatrapati Shivaji is an idol for every Indian. So that the metro station should be ideally named after Shivaji Maharaj than instead of naming after the church. So this is nothing but one more appeasement politics by Mr. Siddaramaiah.
With the state government making its stand clear, all eyes are now on the centre, which will decide whether it's faith or film legacy that finds its place on the city's metro map. With Sagai Raj in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's bring in Sagai Raj for the latest updates on this. Sagai, a lot of politics playing out, but how serious is the government about this particular move? Are we going to actually be seeing that renaming happening of Shivaji Nagar Metro Station to perhaps St. Mary's Metro Station?
You notice that it's still under construction. There is no metro station which has come up now, but the proposal has come much before they could even launch or inaugurate the metro station. It is still under construction. And the request has come from the Archbishop of Bengaluru, Peter Masado, who has requested the MLA, stating that once it has been inaugurated, once you are trying to do that, then you should go ahead and name after Basilica. And there are metro stations which has been named after Infosys. There are metro stations which is named after Biocon. And they have said that there are a large number of people who visit St. Mary's Basilica Church in Shivaji Nagar, and which is just adjacent to the bus stand. So the request has come from the Christian community, where Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who had attended the program in Shivaji Nagar Church, St. Basilica on 8th, have said that there is a request from the Christian community, and they will go ahead and recommend to the central government. And it is in the central government prerogative whether to go ahead and allow to name that particular metro station as a Shivaji Nagar metro station. But still, it is under construction, whereas the BJP claims that it is an appeasement politics, and it is you have to glorify Shivaji Maharaj, and you should continue with that particular name if you are trying to name it as the Shivaji Nagar bus stand. But we need to wait and watch how it is going to turn around, how the political dynamics will change when it comes to the metro name.
So interestingly, this isn't just a showdown now in Karnataka, and thanks Sagai for those details. But let me get you a news break of reactions now coming in from Maharashtra as well on this. The Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has questioned the Siddaramaiah government over this very proposal of renaming the Shivaji Nagar metro station after St. Mary. Fadnavis has claimed that this is an insult to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and that's exactly what the BJP has alleged, with Fadnavis saying that the Congress continues to insult the Maratha warrior king. Listen in to what the Chief Minister said.
पहिल्यांदा तर शिवाजीनगर स्टेशनचं नाव बदलून सेंट मेरी स्टेशन करणं याचा मी निषेध करतो. एक प्रकारे छत्रपती शिवरायांचा अपमान करण्याचं काम हे कर्नाटकची काँग्रेस सरकार करते, याचं मला दुःख आहे. पण मला याचं नवल वाटत नाही, कारण छत्रपती शिवरायांना अपमानित करण्याची परंपरा ही काँग्रेसमध्ये, आणि मी तर ईश्वराला प्रार्थना करतो की ईश्वराने काँग्रेसच्या मुख्यमंत्र्यांना सुबुद्धी द्यावी.
Okay, let's open this up. As we've shown you there's a big political fight over this proposal. But joining me here on Super 6 is Narendra Rangappa, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. We also have Samruddh Hegde, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress. Thank you both very much for your time. I'd like to begin with you, Mr. Rangappa, on what really the BJP's objections are to going ahead and renaming the Shivaji Nagar metro station to the St. Mary metro station, of course, once the construction is complete.
Madam, I have got 2 points to make here. Number one, renaming the station after Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is a definite insult to Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj is important in this aspect for 2 reasons: cultural, emotional and historical. Shivaji Maharaj was in Bangalore. He was living with his father for a few years. Shivaji Raje's wedding also was conducted in Bangalore. And vice versa. The St. Mary's Basilica is a third name that is given to that building. The first name was Our Lady of Presentation Church or Karnike Mata Church. Then it becomes Billy Akki Church. So St. Mary's Basilica itself is a third or the fourth name. And Shivaji Maharaj's contribution to the society when he employed different people from different communities in his army and court, he is a symbol of social secularism.
Sure.
But
Mr. Rangappa, let me turn this around.
But here,
the locality's name is Shivaji Nagar. That's not changing. This is only a metro station in that locality, which perhaps is also a tribute that the Christian community wants, which they're demanding, and so the government is giving in to them. The locality's name is still Shivaji Nagar. That's not changing.
Allow me to make one point.
Sure.
See, this is a new line, the pink line that is going to be built. There are so many other stations here. You choose any other station and you name it after St. Mary's Basilica. We have got no objection. But why is that you want to rename this particular station? That is our contention. And St. Mary's Basilica is the third or the fourth name. And it has got no cultural or emotional attachments to Bangalore. We respect St. Mary's Basilica.
Let me bring in Samruddh Hegde. Sir, I've given you a chance to put forth your case. Let's get in a response from the Congress right now. Samruddh Hegde, what do you have to say about this? The BJP is saying that this is a move for appeasement and that this is an insult to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Akshata, I'm confused. What is the issue here? Is the issue that a metro station is being proposed to name after a 150-year-old heritage church? Or does the BJP... Well, let me speak. Let me speak. I didn't interrupt you. Let me speak, sir, please. Or does the BJP need a crash course on how metro stations are named in cities? And I find it childish that I have to say this to the BJP on national TV. When a metro station stops outside the Qutub Minar, the station is called Qutub Minar Station. When it stops outside Akshardham, it's called the Akshardham Station. In Bangalore, we have the Ragigudda Anjaneya Temple Station, be the Rajarajeshwari Nagar Temple, the station, or the Sitaram Palya Station. No objections to these. A Muslim MLA of Shivaji Nagar has received a proposal to rename a Christian church and handed it over to a Hindu chief minister. And that proposal has gone to the center. That reflects the ethos of Bangalore. Please stop dividing Bangalore on these communal lines. Don't bring bigotry to Bangalore. I have a simple request. And there is no question of denying Shivaji Maharaj's legacy. Shivaji Nagar is a massive area. It is a constituency where almost 3 to 4 lakh people live.
Samruddh, by virtue of your own argument, if there's a metro station in Shivaji Nagar, it should be called Shivaji Nagar.
There are 3 to 4. Shivaji Nagar is a massive area, ma'am. There are multiple localities within Shivaji Nagar. There are 3 to 4 lakh people who live in Shivaji Nagar. If a metro station passes through or passes near the St. Mary's Basilica, what is wrong in the community asking for a proposal, and what is wrong in the state government forwarding such a proposal? There are 80 more stations coming in to Bangalore. There are 80 more proposed stations. If we have to name it Shankarnag Station, we will name one of them Shankarnag Station if the proposal comes up.
Okay,
and
Mr. Rangappa, clearly the Congress is saying that, look, we will ensure a tribute to Shankarnag as well. But the reason that the Shivaji Nagar metro station is being considered is because of location. There's no question of any sort of
Exactly.
appeasement or
Exactly.
any sort of
That is what-
polarization. Go ahead.
That is what my friend has been saying, that Shivaji Nagar stop has to be Shivaji Nagar stop. Why should Shivaji Nagar stop become
No,
St.
Mr.
Mary's
Rangapal,
Basilica
see, you
stop?
asked the question, Mr. Rangapal, you asked the question of why not any other metro station. You've got an answer from Samrat Hegde. He's saying it's because of the location. It's next to the Basilica.
Correct. See, when Shivaji Nagar is Shivaji Nagar, why you have to rename it is my question. And St. Mary's
Sir, do you
Basilica
have any objection
is
to
not-
Kuvempu station?
St. Mary's Basilica
Sir, do you
is
have
not
any
the
objection
original
to
name of
Kuvempu
the church.
station?
No, one
It
at
is
a
not
time.
the original name of the church. It is the third or the fourth building that has been renamed. So where is the historical and cultural attachment, at least for this? But here, it is very obviously that Mr. Siddaramaiah is trying to play appeasement politics and he wants to appease one particular society. That is my argument.
Okay. Samrat Hegde, your response to this. Look,
I
the
have-
Shivaji Nagar locality, and we know, of course, that it's a massive locality, why it's called Shivaji Nagar. The question, and this is coming from neighboring Maharashtra as well, where you've got the Chief Minister also saying that this is an insult to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that you're renaming a metro station that was meant to be called Shivaji Nagar.
I find that argument sans logic. If I don't name a station after another person, doesn't mean I'm insulting that person. Right? We have a Kuvempu station. We have a Sangolli Rayana station. We have various other such stations. Does that mean that we have to apply such logic there also?
No, but that's exactly my point. Samrat
please,
Hegde, if you rename a
this kind
Sangoli
of-
Rayana metro station, if you do that, will there not be outrage?
No, but it's named
In
after
Karnataka?
which area is it in? Which area is it in? You have to consider that also, right? That when you're naming a metro station, you will have to consider the landmark around it, the relatability to the city. This is a church which was built in the 1880s, far before the RSS or the BJP was even founded. I request you, Akshata, on national TV, and I'm making a request that the opposition focus on actual issues on the ground. There is inflation, there's unemployment, there's poverty. Please focus on such issues. This is a proposal which has been forwarded to the central government. Let them make the decision then. If they don't feel it's right, let them reject the decision. It's in their court now. We have forwarded a proposal. And if you're asking us if we take any decision in favor of the minorities, it's appeasement. If we take any decision in favor of Christians, it's appeasement. If we take in favor of Jains, it's appeasement. If we take it in favor of Hindus, it's appeasement. Basically, I would like to say what the Congress is doing is not appeasement, it's good governance.
Okay, Narendra Rangappa, your response.
Madam Shivaji Raje Maharaj was one of the pioneer persons to set right the administrative system in this country. We did not have lessons from Congress party, who has been basically a totally appeasement party. Shivaji Maharaj is connected to Bangalore since 1640, as I have already said. His wedding was conducted in Bangalore, so there is a cultural...
No, so Mr. Rangappa, answer the question, sir. Answer the question. Answer the question. How is it an insult to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? The entire area is named after him. That's not going anywhere.
See, the area is called Shivaji Nagar. The assembly segment is Shivaji Nagar. The bus station is Shivaji Nagar. Then, do you mean to say we should change everything into St. Mary's Basilica? Importance is given to emotional, cultural and historical attachments, not appeasement.
Okay, quickly, Samrat Hegde, your response before I wrap this up. Samrat Hegde, your response to questions saying that the reason, the motive for doing this is to go ahead and appease one community.
See, if we take any decision in favor of any community, you will call it appeasement. That's what I'm saying. It's not appeasement if we do good governance in favor of all communities. That's my first point. The second point being Shivaji Nagar is a massive constituency, right? It has multiple areas and there might be multiple stations going through it. So we will consider what has to be named. Will the BJP agree if we name it St. Mary Basilica Shivaji Nagar Metro Station? Will it be okay?
Mr. Rangappa, can you hear him? Would you be okay with that?
Definitely, I would not agree to rename Shivaji Raje Maharaj name with St. Mary's Basilica, which is not an original building by itself. I have been
This shows that there is no logic.
This
There
is
is
not
no
the
logic
original
behind
name
their
of the
argument.
church. The original
There
name
is
of the church
absolutely no
is
logic.
Lady
Okay,
of
Samruddh Hegde, make your
Presentation
point.
Church. Are you going to name it as Lady of Our Presentation Church? Or are you
No.
going to name it as a Biliaki Church? St. Mary's Basilica itself is not original.
Okay, Mr. Rangappa, you made your point. Let Samruddh Hegde finish his,
See,
please.
there is absolutely no logic behind what the BJP wants. They just want to create communal tension in Bangalore. I request
you
them
who have
to rise
started,
beyond.
sir.
Please rise beyond the communal playbook. Please focus on development.
That
Be
is
a
what we
constructive
will be telling
opposition.
you.
Target us on constructive issues. Target us on constructive issues. Target us on constructive issues. This is a proposal and the ball is in your court. You take the decision, right? We have
But you
forwarded
started the game.
We have
started
forwarded
the
the
game.
proposal to whom?
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Mr. Rangappa, Mr. Hegde, thank you very much for your time. Look, right now, this is a proposal. And we are going to see whether it actually happens, because ultimately the decision is with the central government. Considering it's a metro station, if this kind of a proposal has come through and the Karnataka government looks at changing the name of the Shivajinagar metro station, which is still being built, it's not in use, then you're going to be seeing a proposal going across the central government. It has to be accepted, and only then the name change can happen. So while you're seeing a whole lot of politics over it right now in Karnataka, the reality is that the centre, the state, both have to be in agreement for this kind of a name change to happen. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on this broadcast. Let's cut across now to news. Now, the last few days, the headlines in Tamil Nadu has been about the non-stop bickering in the AIADMK. Those who are ousted targeting the AIADMK, those within also targeting the leadership. And the Tamil Nadu BJP chief, Nayanar Nagendran, has spoken of being a peacemaker of sorts in the AIADMK. Nayanar Nagendran is suggesting that he will ensure an EPS-OPS truce, which essentially the messaging here is that the Bharatiya Janata Party is in touch very much with O. Pannirselvam. Remember, OPS a few weeks ago had made it very clear that he is not a part of the NDA, that he is not going to be with this alliance. He had also met with Chief Minister Stalin. Now, will he be brought back into the AIADMK? It's a tall ask, because the EPS made it very, very clear that it's something he will never consider. But the Tamil Nadu BJP chief seems to be suggesting that they're okay with TTV Dinakaran, with OPS, all of them coming back into the force. You've got BJP essentially pushing for a unified AIADMK.
அது அவருடைய சொந்த கருத்து, அதுக்கு நான் கருத்து சொல்ல முடியாது. அண்ணன் ஓபிஎஸ் அவர்கள் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, நான் எந்த நேரமும் அழைத்து பேசுவேன். இப்போ கூட நான் அழைத்து பேச தயாரா இருக்கேன். எனக்கு எல்லாம் யாருமே எனக்கு கருத்து வேறுபாடு கிடையாது. திரு டிடிவி சார் மேலேயும் எனக்கு எந்த விதமான கருத்து வேறுபாடு எப்பொழுதும் கிடையாது, இனிமேலும் கிடையாது. நான் தயாராக தான் இருக்கிறேன். கண்டிப்பா அண்ணன் ஓபிஎஸ் நான் பேசுவேன். பேசிட்டு உங்களுக்கு தகவல் சொல்றேன்.
I'll bring in Anika Keshav for details on this. Anika, the question is, with this kind of an offer coming in from the Tamil Nadu BJP chief, is this only going to create a further rift within the alliance? Because the AIADMK and EPS particularly is not going to appreciate any of these initiatives.
Well, in fact, the very fact that Mr. Sengotian was able to secure a meeting with Amit Shah has embarrassed and left the ADMK camp, particularly EPS, red-faced. Remember, Sengotian is a rival of Edappadi Palaniswamy. Both of them are very influential figures when it comes to ADMK. Both of them are second-generational leaders right from the days of Jayalalitha. And the fact that Sengotian was able to secure an appointment with Amit Shah and actually went and met him right after Sengotian was removed from all his party positions has left EPS sufficiently embarrassed, because he believes that in ADMK there can be only one leader, and that's him. And now the BJP has also stepped in at the state level. Nayanar Nagendran, he says that he is going to speak to OPS. Remember, another second generational leaders, also a very influential figure. Nayanar Nagendran says that he is going to speak to OPS, who quit the India alliance very recently, and try and unify the ADMK and try to strengthen the party in order to get more elections. If you do, if you do take a look at the data right after Jayalalitha's passing, ADMK has consistently been losing elections. And keeping this in mind, it looks like Nayanar Nagendran has made that decision to sort of try and speak and convince OPS to try and get back to to India alliance in order to consolidate the kind of vote share that would help ADMK for elections.
All right, thanks very much, Annika, for those details. Let's get to more breaking news that's coming in on what Annika was referring to, the Sengote and Amit Shah meeting. Now, the DMK has waded into this entire controversy. A. Raja is saying that AIADMK is being run by Delhi, not by EPS, referring to the meeting that took place between Sengotian and Amit Shah. Just for context here, Sengotian is an AIADMK leader who was in fact cracked down upon by EPS, and right after that, he went and met with Amit Shah. A. Raja now of the DMK is saying that clearly all the others, OPS, TTV, Dhinakaran, Sengotian, EPS, they've all surrendered before Delhi, suggesting that it's BJP calling the shots right now within the alliance at a time when the NDA, the BJP, has maintained that they are fighting in Tamil Nadu under EPS's leadership.
Surreptitious act by both the Amit Shah and Sengotian. Sengotian is a person still in ADMK, though his political stage has been diminished. But he met the Home Minister of India. In turn, he is a big person in the BJP. Both of them keeping silence for what purpose the meeting took place. That's a stealthy and secret matter. That is not good for Tamil Nadu. See, already EPS surrendered, already OPS surrendered, already TTK surrendered, this man also surrendered. See, now ADMK is being run by Delhi, not by Tamil Nadu or not by EPS.
All right, let's move on and get you details of the Vijay factor. It's been creating headlines for the last many weeks. He's all set now to hit the road for his campaign. His poll campaign starts off from Trichy from this weekend, from September 13th. And amid that, you've got a big political fight playing out. DMK's veteran leader, Minister Thurai Murugan, has lashed out at Vijay, saying that instead of speaking from behind a screen, he should be coming forward and speaking to the people. But remember that there's also been controversy over the rally in Trichy because of the number of conditions put forth on Vijay for giving the go-ahead for his campaign. The Trichy police imposed as many as 22 conditions for TVK's public meeting. And so that led to a huge controversy. The TVK maintains all of this is an attempt to create hurdles for the campaign. Now, there are all sorts of conditions that the police has imposed, which the TVK has agreed to, that it will be just for 20 minutes, that they will not disrupt, that people will have to leave immediately, no speakers even will be allowed. So 22 conditions in all. But amid that, you also got the BJP mocking Vijay, referring to him as a weekend politician. Why? Because all of his campaigns are on the weekend, at least the dates that have been announced so far.
I want to clarify that TVK's tour campaign is a people's movement. So, I think already Tamil Nadu people angry on DMK's misgovernance from the law and order issue. NRI wing, DMK's NRI wing is a drug kingpin. They peddling drugs throughout the world. So they are already, people of Tamil Nadu lost faith on DMK. So even one day is enough to wipe out this dynasty rule.
இன்னைக்கு ஏன் திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்திற்கு மாட்டு தேசிய ஜனநாயக கூட்டணி மக்கள் நம்புறாங்க, எதிர்பார்க்கறாங்கன்னா, இன்னைக்கு தலைவர்கள் ஃபுல் டைம் அவைலபிளா இருக்காங்க. நம்ம எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவராக இருக்கட்டும் முழு நேரம் ஒரு பக்கம் இருக்கிறாங்க. பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியினுடைய தலைவர்கள் முழு நேரம் அவைலபிளா இருக்கிறாங்க. யார் வேண்டாலும் ஒரு பொதுமக்கள் யார் வேண்டுமானாலும் சந்திக்க முடியும். பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியினுடைய கூட்டங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தினமும் நடக்கும். அதனால் தாவேக்காவை பொறுத்தவரை நான் வெளியிருந்து சொல்லுகின்ற கருத்து, நாங்கள் தான் மாற்று, நாங்கள் தான் எல்லாத்துக்கும் மாற்று, தமிழகத்திற்கு நாங்கள் தான் விடிவெளின்னு அவங்க சொல்ல வர்றாங்கன்னா 7 நாட்களும் மாதத்தில் 31 நாளும் 30 நாளும் 24 மணி நேரம் மக்களுக்கு அவைலபிளாக இருக்கும் பொழுது மட்டும்தான் ஏற்றுக்குவாங்க. கட்சியினுடைய தலைவரே நான் மக்களை பார்ப்பேன், ஆனால் வீக்கெண்ட் மட்டும்தான் பார்ப்பேன், நான் திங்கள்லேருந்து வெள்ளிக்கிழமை வரைக்கும் பார்க்க மாட்டேன்னா எந்த அளவுக்கு சீரியஸாக அவங்க அரசியல் களத்தையும் பாலிடிக்ஸையும் எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிற கேள்விக்குறி மக்கள் வைக்கிறாங்க.
வேணாலும் என்ன பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்காரு, வெளியில் வரட்டும் பார்ப்போம்.
சனிக்கிழமைகள் மட்டும் கேம்பெயின் வச்சிருக்காரு.
அதுக்கு எனக்கு சனிக்கிழமை வச்சாலும் வெள்ளிக்கிழமை வச்சாலும் எங்கள் பணியை நாங்கள் செய்து.
Okay, let's bring in Pramod Madhav for more details on this. Pramod, while we're seeing a whole lot of politics, which is also expected considering we're talking about Vijay here, let's focus really on the restrictions that are put on Vijay's rally. The first one happening on Saturday, September 13th in Trichy. 22 conditions. The TVK, we understand, has agreed to all of them.
Surely is, Akshita, but on the police end, they claim that such kind of restrictions are provided to every politician. In fact, while speaking to Deputy General Secretary of ADMK, that is A. Raja, he clearly mentions that it is being given to every other politician, and probably Vijay, not knowing this, his team is kind of hesitant, and he has requested them to have more tolerance. However, on Vijay's end, they claim that this is unfair, but very clearly what the police are trying to do here is that crowd control, make sure there's no untoward incident, and also a kind of basic restrictions that's been given to all parties is the one that's been given for Vijay's team. Even Vijay's team has also accepted it. This is the way the police are trying to give us an explanation. But here, the interesting factor is that earlier politicians used to mock Vijay as a work-from-home politician, and after he started conducting his conference in Madurai and various other locations, now they are calling him a weekend politician because all his campaigns are scheduled in such manner. For this also, TVK has an explanation claiming that this is being only done to manage a crowd and make sure that the large crowd that would come to see Vijay will not cause any hindrance to anybody else, Akshita.
Okay, Saturday we will see what really is the impact of Vijay's campaign. It's not going to be the big bang rallies that we've seen so far. These will be much smaller, and perhaps the idea is for Vijay to be able to reach almost every single area to speak to people as well. And some of those conditions are also reflecting on your screens there. Speech for 25 minutes, speaker volume to be controlled, ensure that people who gather immediately disperse. A lot of it is in the TVK's hands. A lot of it isn't. It's in the police's hands as well. Pramod, I'll request you to stay with me because another important update that's coming in from Tamil Nadu, and this could spell trouble essentially for the NDA. It is the infighting in the PMK, the Patali Makkal Katchi. Now, PMK founder S. Ramados has actually expelled his son, Anbumani Ramados, from the party. Ramados Sr. has stated that despite repeated opportunities, advice from senior leaders and guidance from well-wishers, Anbumani, his son, has refused to mend his ways. And so, S. Ramados, Senior Ramados, has in fact issued a directive saying that all cadre must stay away from Anbumani Ramados. So the father-son fight continuing, so much so that Anbumani Ramados has now been expelled from the party.
Anbumani Ramadas, even today, he is continuing as a president. According to bylaw, the administration of the party can be done only by the president and secretary. The founder is having only the advice. Only on the advice of founder, we can run the party. Apart from that, the founder has no power.
So what will be the
And Pramod, that's not good news for the PMK. The timing couldn't be worse because we're in the run-up to an election. The father and son continuing to fight it out. But it's now reached a point where you've got Ramados Sr. essentially booting Anbumani Ramados out of the party. Has there been any reaction from Anbumani on this?
Well, it surely is a very, the time is of crucial essence over here, just like you mentioned, because considering the elections within 7 months or so, two major opposition parties, one is AIADMK and the other one PMK, both are in trouble currently. One with Sengotian turning out to be a rebel, and just like you mentioned, in PMK, it is the founder Ramadas who has decided to expel Anbumani Ramadas, his own son, and also the current chosen president of PMK out of the party, and the only reason he's trying to provide is that seniors are trying to advise him. What is that advice? Because PMK, Anbumani Ramadas claims that, it is actually DMK which is causing all the issues within the party. And right now, just like you mentioned, the thing is that Anbumani Ramadas' team is very clearly mentioning that as per the bylaw and as per the rules, he continues as a president, but the founder has only the power to advise but not to take any action. So they're calling whatever actions taken by Ramadas, the father, as null and void. However, Anbumani still blames DMK for all the issues. But the interesting factor here is that NDA's major partner BJP has not spoken anything on this matter yet, Akshita.
All right, Pramod, thanks for those details. We will track what happens in the PMK closely because it looks like right now, in the manner in which things are going with the father and son, the top leadership of the PMK fighting it out, remains to be seen how much they can actually focus on their political campaign in Tamil Nadu. Thanks, Pramod, for those details. I'm slipping into a short break here on Super 6. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you a big news break coming in on the crackdown on Red Terror in Chhattisgarh's Dantewada. Details of that coming up.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky. And this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए और ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए।
अरे ये क्या है?
ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए और ये घर की रक्षा के लिए।
न जले न पिघले, घर घर को सेफ बनाएं। अपार अनुशक्ति फायर प्रोटेक्ट वायर।
All eyes on you.
How has he seen a doll?
Gotta have some spin, never blending, dripping in, like it's so clean.
Moto G96 5G.
All eyes on you.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Hi, here are the top headlines presented by Motorola. PM Modi meets Mauritius PM Naveen Chandra. Signs key agreement. Ramdas expels son Ambumani from PMK over anti-party activities. Indian Army on high alert after Nepal crisis. Borders sealed.
Punjab has been facing incessant rainfall causing a massive havoc, especially at the border districts. A lot of people wading through waters. Key concern, several of the cities facing the wrath of the water woes in Punjab at this point of time. With camera person Girish, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Ludhiana for India Today.
Grounded in journalism, on the ground reporting. Only on India Today TV. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Let's get you a big news break coming in. A win for our forces against Red Terror in a massive operation, an anti-Naxal operation that was conducted in Chhattisgarh. 10 Naxals have been killed. This has happened, in fact, in the Gariyaband district, including a top Naxal commander, Manoj Balkrishna, being killed. There was a bounty of 1 crore on his head. It was based on specific intel that he was present in that area, that an operation was launched yesterday. He's a top Naxal commander, Manoj Balkrishna, who's now in fact been eliminated in this operation. He had a bounty of 1 crore. Someone who's led many operations against our forces has now been eliminated. This takes us one step closer to in fact eliminating Red Terror completely. Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken of it, giving 2026 as the deadline by which he vows India will be Naxal free. I want to bring in Sumi for more details on this. She's joining us from Chhattisgarh. Sumi, get us the details of this particular operation, another successful one for our forces against Naxals.
Yes, absolutely. As you correctly pointed out, that this operation was entirely based on the input of the presence of Balakrishna in the area of Garyaban, and in fact, in Mainpur area, this particular operation is right now underway, and this encounter is underway in the forests of Mainpur, and in fact, it involves the security forces, including CRPF, STF, and Cobra, and along with the district police officials who are engaged in this fierce gun battle. And in fact, the operation, the exchange of fire initiated this afternoon when there was a gun battle from their side. And in fact, the initial report are suggesting that 8 to 10 Naxals have been neutralized so far, but officials are not confirming the number as of now. But what we're also looking at is Amresh Sharma, the IG, who is overlooking the entire operations and monitoring. He's on the way, and in fact, he has also confirmed that Balakrishna has lost his life, who's carrying a bounty of 1 crore, and he was this community member. He was the central committee member, and usually central committee member of the Odisha cadre or of any cadre for that matter carries a bounty of 1 crore and more. So this is a major achievement by the Chhattisgarh police, and in fact, Amit Shah, as you correctly pointed out, has been voicing out and in fact has been very determined about this one fact that India will be red terror free soon, and this is certainly a major milestone.
So one step closer to that particular mission. Thanks very much, Sumi, for those details. More breaking news coming in, this one from Nepal. And in a big step towards consensus over who will lead Nepal now, Gen Z group leader has confirmed that they are ready to accept the leadership of former Chief Justice Sushila Karki. Her name has been doing the rounds since yesterday, and sources in fact have told India Today that at this point, while no formal invitation has been given to Sushila Karki to become the interim head, there has been a lot of conversation right now taking place. We understand that there were some dissenting views against Sushila Karki. Other names were being propped up, but the information we're getting right now is that leaders slowly from Gen Z are speaking up for Sushila Karki. It definitely looks like the majority view is in favor of her taking over as the interim head of Nepal. But a formal announcement is awaited, and perhaps it will take a few more rounds of talks, even perhaps a meeting with the president for a formal announcement. So that's all we have time for in this edition of Super 6. Thanks very much for tuning in. Do stay with us here on India Today. On the other side of a very, very short break, I'll be joining my colleagues on Democratic Newsroom.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
All eyes on you.
How has he seen it all?
Gotta have some spin, never blending, dripping in, dripping like it's so clean.
Moto G96 5G.
All eyes on you.
Hello, Moto. Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Hi.